So on page 48, you are going to, we're going to do our next strategy. This is called the box strategy. So on the right-hand side of our journal, you are going to write the box strategy. On the left-hand side, you should have flaps because hashtag instructions. So on the top, page 48, you are going to write the box strategy. Just like the lattice method with multiplication, the box strategy is probably my favorite division strategy. I think it's the simplest to work through. But once again, just like multiplication, you get to decide which one you feel most comfortable with. But I'm going to teach you all of them, and you're going to practice all of them. So our problem for this one is going to be 4,986 divided by 15. Okay? So our dividend is the number that we're dividing up, 4,986. Our divisor is the number we are dividing by, and then we are looking for our quotient, which is going to be the answer to this problem. The very first thing that we are going to do is, if this is called the box strategy, what do you think we're going to do? It's not part of the rules, but I mean, come on now. We're going to draw a box. This is going to be more of a rectangle, like a long, skinny rectangle, okay? All right. The first thing we are going to do is, just like we thought about with our area model and how many boxes there are going to be, we do something similar with this, except we don't multiply the two together because we would get too many boxes. But what we look at is our dividend, is the number that's being divided, okay? And so however many numbers or however many digits there are in our dividend is how many boxes we need in our box strategy. So how many numbers are there? How many digits are there in our dividend? There are 4. So we're going to split our box into 4 parts. And when we do this, I want us to connect it to place value, okay? So if this is place value, and this number has 4 digits, what do you think this box represents? What place value do you think this box represents? Or this box, or this box, or this box? If there's 4 digits up here, what do you think that these represent? Okay, so when we draw our box, we always look toward dividend. How many digits are there? That's how many boxes there are going to be. So we are going to, our first step is going to be to put the dividend in the correct place value box. Well, this number doesn't have a decimal. It does after the 1, but it doesn't. So if it did, the decimal would be over here. This would represent the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, and the thousands place. If this number had 5 digits, we'd have the 10,000s place, okay? So we're going to put this number in the correct place value. The ones place is going to be a 6. When we put these numbers in here, I don't want us to put them right in the middle. I wanted us to kind of push them over to the right a little bit, just because when we move stuff, you'll need to see why. So we're going to not put it right in the middle. I'm going to put it more a little bit over here. There's 8 tens, there's 9 hundreds, and there's 4 thousands. Okay? So we put them in the right place value because these boxes each represent a place value. The next step is we are going to place the divisor on the left-hand side. We're going to place the divisor on the left-hand side. Our divisor is what? 15. Ooh, okay. Just like we did with our lucky 7. Now that we've set up our problem, what is our next really important step? It has something to do with the divisor, and it begins with an M. And it has something to do with skip counting. So we need to find our multiples of our divisor. How many multiples do we need? 100, 15, 23, 4. We need 9 because that is the most one place value can hold. Okay, so we need to find the first 9 multiples of our divisor. So we're going to go 15, 15 times 2 is 30. And if you're like, 15 is hard, Miss Rostrom, I want you to think of a clock. Each quarter is 15. So if there's 15, 30, what would be next? 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120, 135. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do not need 150 because that's 10 and I can't have 10 in one place. I can only have 9. So now that we've done this, we're ready to begin solving our problem. The first thing we did was we looked at our dividend. We split our box into how many digits and place values there are. So then we dropped each digit into the correct place value. Then we put our divisor on the outside. Our next step is we are going to solve each box. Starting with the left box. So we're going to always start over here. In division, we always start with our biggest place value, okay? Unlike multiplication, we start with our smallest place value. With division, we start with our biggest place value. Because what we're asking is how many 15s go into 4,986. Well, we got to start with the thousands place first, okay? And this is our thinking piece. Just like the lucky 7, we had to do it. Just like multiplication, we have to do it. We have to think. How many times can the divisor go into? So when we're doing this, we're only focusing on this. We're not focusing on this part. So we're thinking, how many times can 15 go into 4? Well, we come and we look at our multiples. And it's 0. 0 times. Right? 15 is bigger than 4, so it can't go in there. What we do is we then put a 0 up here. Okay? So we're thinking, how many times can 15 go into 4? It is 0 times. And what we do then is we multiply 0 times 15, which equals what? 0. And then we subtract it. Okay? So we go 4 minus 0 equals what? 4. Well, in this box, this is a remainder, okay? Because if I'm just looking at just this one part of the problem, this is a remainder from this problem. Well, I can't have remainders. So what I do with this information is, let's talk about what I did first. So I looked and I thought, how many times can 15 go into 4? 0. So I put 0 up here and I go 0 times 15 equals 0. Then I go 4 minus 0 equals 4. Well, I'm not finished because I have to go to the hundreds, tens, and ones place as well. What I'm going to do is, I am going to, step 4, I'm going to move my remainder to the next box until you get to the ones place. Okay, until we get to the ones box. So this is the thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. So what we do is we're going to move this remainder over here. So this 9 now becomes what? 49. And I think, how many times can 15 go into 49? Well, I come down here and I look at my multiples. Okay, so it's going to be somewhere between 45 and 60. Well, it can't be 60 because that's too big. That's bigger than what I have. So it's got to be 45. 15 times what equals 45? Well, 1, 2, 3. 15 times 3. So 3 is going to go up here. And I'm going to go 3 times 15 equals 45. And I'm going to subtract it. And I'm going to go 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 minus 4 is nothing. So I'm going to take this remainder and I'm going to move it over. And so this 8 now becomes 48. And I think, how many times can 15 go into 48? 1, 2, 3 without going over. So I put a 3 up here. I go 3 times 15 equals 45. Then I go 48 minus 45. 8 minus 5 is 3. 4 minus 4 equals 0. That's a good remainder too because it's less than my divisor. So I'm going to move this on over. And now I have 36. And I think, how many times can 15 go into 36? Without going over, it's only twice. So then I'm going to go 2 times 15 equals 30. I'm going to go 36 minus 30 equals 6. Is 6 a good remainder for my problem? Yes, because it is smaller than my divisor, which is 15. So my answer for this is going to be 332 remainder 6. That means that there are 332 groups of 15 in 4,986 with 6 individual pieces left over. Okay? So the reason why we do the box strategy is because it breaks it down and it doesn't look so big. It doesn't look like you're dividing a 4-digit number by a 2-digit number. It only looks like you're working with 1 digit at a time. Oh, now we have 2 digits. Oh, we still have 2 digits. So it breaks it down into smaller dividends for you to work with. Okay, so go through the problem. Make sure that you're saying this piece out loud before we come back to practice. When we come back and practice, you are going to need your whiteboard and a marker. All right? So this is the box strategy. We build a box based on how many place values there are in our number. 4. We drop the numbers in the place value. We find the multiples. And then we think, how many times can it go into this? Oop, it can't. So we put that number of the how many times it can on the top, and then we multiply it, subtract it, move it over if there's something to move over. And we always keep in mind that our remainder has to be smaller than our divisor. Otherwise, it's not a good remainder, and we need to take out more, okay? Because if let's say we didn't take anything out of here and we moved 400, we moved 49 over here, we would have 498. That is way bigger than any of the multiples we have. So we can't find more multiples because we can only have 9. Each place value can only have 9, so the largest digits we can have up here is 9. So if we have something too big, we need to go back to the step before it and take out more of our divisor. Okay? So make sure we're always thinking about that. Our remainder has to be smaller than our divisor. And so we can't take it over if it's bigger than our divisor. All right, don't forget, whiteboard, marker. See you soon.